Is Colac one of Victoria's strongest football towns? I'm going to go around all the grounds, check out the former ones, the current ones, and see what's going on in Colac. Here's a main oval in town. It's actually Australian Lamb Company Stadium, otherwise known as Central Reserve. So there's a lot of football history here, namely the Colac Tigers. The Colac Tigers play in the Geelong Football League. So it's quite strange. We have two leagues here, the Geelong Football League, obviously in Geelong. They travel down and play. And then there's also the Colac District League. So there's a league with smaller clubs based all around Colac and a little bit further away as well. The Colac Tigers were formed in 1948, just after World War II, and played in the Hampden Football League, and that's where they played for a lot of their history. You know, the Warrnambool Football League. If you've seen the Warrnambool video, I spoke about it a lot in that one. Back then, the two major football sides in Colac were Colac, of course, but also Carangulac, and they were essentially the secondary Colac football side, and the two merged. I guess they couldn't sustain two large football sides as well as all the Colac district clubs. So in 1980, Colac and Carangulac merged and they created a new football club. Well, did they or did they not? It's a little bit of a point of contention, but in 1980 they merged, and within 3 years they won 2 premierships in the Hampden Football League. So obviously they created a very strong club. However, it was 1987 they actually dropped the Carangulac name, so I guess Carangulac isn't really that relevant. It's just like a little settlement north of Colac. When Colac and Carangulac merged, they kept the same jumper, like they remained the Tigers, so all that Carangulac stuff, all their history got dropped. And now they don't claim their starting point as 1980. They actually claim their starting point as 1948 Colac. So I'm a little bit confused because it's not, they weren't really formed in 1948. Talking about Colac Carangulac, there's a really good documentary made by Pillsy, one of the local journalists here. We got the ALC Stadium grandstand here, so that's just a naming rights sponsor. But this one was opened up in 1962. Not too bad. They also have the Colac District Grand Finals here quite often, so it would be really suitable for that occasion. Australian Lamb Company, they're the meatworks here, so we've actually sold a lot of our lambs to them in the past. We actually been selling them to Bordertown a bit more recently, but yeah, we've sold a lot of our lambs down here to Colac, strangely enough. One of the most well-known AFL products out of Colac is Luke Hodge, one of the superstars of the 2000s and 2010s. He played for Colac and kicked the winning goal in the 2000 Under-18 Grand Final. Apparently as a 15-year-old, so drafted number 1 as a 17-year-old a few years later. So Central Reserve is unreal quality. I think they might have even played an AFL pre-season game here at one point, but you notice there's no cricket pitch here. I don't think they've had a cricket pitch since the 2000s. Apparently the cricket pitch used to get really boggy, so they probably pulled it out and they prioritised football at this ground rather than cricket, although I think cricket around this area is still fairly strong. Electronic scoreboard there, and then we have the old one. I assume this is the old one. Definitely looks like it. Looks similar to other ones. They sort of get covered up in sponsorship signs. So I guess Colac has more of an affinity to Geelong. It's not that far away. I think it's about an hour. And in 2001 they moved to the Geelong Football League. There was already the Grovedale Tigers, so they had to wear something a bit different. They've got like a C on their jumper. I like what they've done. It is a different tiger design, which I reckon they've nailed. And they actually won the premiership in 2014. So the current coach is Seb Ross, former St Kilda player from Horsham actually. So he's the coach here now. You got ALC up there as well as a sponsor, Dan Tehan, member for Warrion. I didn't know there would be Warrion here. He hung on in the election. Greg Allen Farm Machinery. They always have Greg Allen Farm Machinery scoreboard on CDFNL Live. Colac District League, they cover it really well. But what interests me is like this potatoes one. Parker and Brothers, Elliot Yo. This looks like bloody 50 years old, this sign. It's old as hell. Out past behind this old scoreboard, they have like a little athletic section. And out the back there, they have a bistro, so it's like its own pub, I suppose. So I've seen that at other clubs. Like it tends to be bigger clubs. It'd be a nice little money spinner. Okay, I ventured a couple k's down the road, and here is Eliminite Rec Reserve. I think that's how you say it. I don't really know how to say it. It's very difficult word to say, but this is where South Colac play in the Colac District Football Netball League. Obviously got the velodrome around there, so that makes it quite a bit different and potentially dangerous. South Colac are the Kangaroos, and they were founded in 1951. The origins do go back to Eliminite, I believe. They also call this place Joiner Reserve as well, so yeah, I guess maybe that's the more often used name, but yeah, Eliminite, they finish up 1950, South Colac started 1951, and they won the premiership in their very first season. In the Colac district, they've won 5 premierships, the last one being in 2002. And it was actually 1997, Stephen Baker, the St Kilda tagger, he won a premiership here as a teenager. Here is the cricket pitch. I'm not really sure who plays here, maybe South Colac, but I come across a lot of footy grounds that used to have velodromes around them. It used to be a common thing, and for some reason they've still got it here. Traditional scoreboard and a lot of sponsor signs. They seem to have or be well sponsored by around the community. The ground is dug into a hill, which is a little bit different. It's not too bad of a view from the club rooms up here. Now, because of the velodrome, the benches are up here, which is vastly different from a lot of grounds. It wouldn't be very good for the players walking around in their boots here. Like, I imagine a few guys would have slipped up on here, surely, just like trying to run on the ground. One thing they have here is this thing called Let's Talk, like some foundation here about mental health. And they actually have like a Let's Talk round where the clubs all wear different jumpers. I think they all have jumpers with this light blue colour on it. Here we are, South Colac, established 1951. And then we have the all the honour boards up there. This ground is just in a residential area south of Colac, or southern part of Colac, so the name makes sense. A really nice netball court, but there is only one court, at least that I can find, and we got on here, this shed has Westvic sheds and garages. So in the Colac District live broadcast, whenever there's a decent goal, they say it's a Westvic sheds garages goal of the day.
Balls to McKean, he's away, runs to 45, steers it low, a kick's a beauty! What a goal, Tommy McKean! Goal of the day contender!
Westvic Sheds and Garages, goal of the day.
There's no parking around this side of the ground, which is a bit unfortunate, because you've got a ton of houses, just all houses here. So it's not a real big lot of room here, although there's heaps of room up the top there, so I assume people just park on that hill up there. Now, this whole Colac video has been a long time coming, because I get messages all the time about coming to the Colac clubs. Like, I don't know why, but they seem to be like very passionate people around here. I mean, everyone is, but I think Colac's just that little bit extra passionate. I've seen it in places like Warrnambool and Horsham. I think they're very footy mad as well, but Colac's probably right up there. Talking about the velodrome, I guess this is what they work out of, the Colac Cycling Club, established 1928. So that was before the footy club. I don't know they were always here, whether they were at Central Reserve originally, I'm not too sure. Now, the first former ground of the video, the Colac Showgrounds, used by the show today, but yeah, it was the former ground of Colac Imperials. They've got all sorts of things in here. I think there's like a Lions Club or something or other. There is a caravan park here as well, so a lot of people outside, out their caravans. I guess we're not that far away from places like Lorne, which are really big holiday destinations. Colac Imps played here until 1971. We will go to their current ground tomorrow. That's one to look forward to. The Colac Imperials were formed in 1937 from the St Andrews Footy Club that folded previously. They're the Colac Imperials because they had a lot of ex-servicemen from the Imperial Forces, as they were in World War One. After World War Two, there was the Colac Diggers Footy Club, so another connection to war, but they disbanded and a lot of those players joined the Imps. So I wonder if that still continues today. They have sort of a hard-working culture. We'll go on the ground here, not sure if we get told off by the bloody caravan park people. Doesn't really seem super open to everyone, but yeah, I'm going on here now anyway. There is a grandstand here. I don't know if it's original from football. It does look fairly old. The grass obviously isn't used for sport anymore, but it's still looked after and it still looks neat and tidy. In 1949, a lot of the players moved to the Colac Tigers and they moved to the Western Oval, so Imps had to play here at the Showgrounds. Now I'm going to introduce you to another former league, the Polworth League. And they actually moved there in 1950 and there was a massive uproar in Colac footy at the time. So in 1950, Imps, Carragulac and Beeac all left the Colac district because the Colac team in the Hampden League, they wanted the rights to clear any player from the Colac district to play for their Hampden League club. So all the Colac district league clubs were worried about their players getting taken away from them without clearances. Hence why the Imps moved down south to the Polworth League, and this league is like around the coast, Forrest and Apollo Bay. We'll go to these places, but they used to play in the Polworth League back in the day. And because they moved there and Winchelsea wore similar colours, they had to change to a Geelong jumper, which the Imps still wear today. They wear the Geelong colours. Didn't stay too long in the Polworth League. It would be 1955 that they moved back to the Colac district once the clearance issue had subsided. I'll continue the Colac Imp story tomorrow when we go to their ground, but right now I need some food, maybe some KFC, and watch the Big Bash. Alright, I've had my KFC. It's weird, like they've done it all up in there, and there's no touch screens. It's the only one I've been to. You have to go up to the counter and talk to the person to get your KFC, which is a weird thing in 2026. Anyway, one thing I didn't know about recently is that Colac is actually based on Lake Colac. So I mean, most places are based on a body of water, but I feel like this doesn't really get a pump up that much. Like, it's actually really big. It's not just like a little lake, it's a proper size one. So there's 13,000 people here in Colac. Right next to the lake there's actually a cricket ground. Now this is not for football, it's only for cricket, but I believe it's used by the football umpires. Colac Cricket Club play here. They get to have the name Colac. That's the CMTP Oval. It's got like an echidna on it. And there is an electronic scoreboard here, which you don't see at too many cricket-only clubs. It's early day 2 on this Colac trip, and I'm here at Western Oval. This is the current home ground of the Colac Imperials. The Imps play in the Colac District League, of course. We went to the old ground yesterday at the Showgrounds. Well, this is where they moved to. I noticed that this was opened up in 1976, where the change rooms are. It's probably a little bit older than what I was assuming, but the service is really good. Thankfully, I'm going to be let in. We're going to have Pillsy open up a few of the club rooms for me today, which is awesome. So get to meet him and yeah, go through all the different grounds. So this will be really good. I'm a little bit nervous. I hope it all goes well. Grass is a little bit patchy, but generally it's a lot greener and shorter than it was out at South Colac, and I think it might be a bit more of a cricket ground, this one. And we have the old scoreboard here. Geez, Imps and visitors. Toy World. We don't see Toy World around much nowadays. Luke Hodge also played here as well, so I think he started here for the Imps and won a flag in under-17s, and then he went on to play for the Hampden League club, Colac. So I guess like maybe some of the better juniors in the Colac district will go off and play for the Colac Tigers if they're good enough. This is where Aaron Finch played cricket, so probably the best cricket product out of Colac, one of the best sporting products, arguably better than Luke Hodge, considering his worldwide success. So, and I believe Aaron Finch also played footy for Colac Imps here, so it makes sense playing for the teams at the same ground. Now, when I was talking about Carragulac at Central Reserve, well, this is actually where they used to play when they played in the Hampden League. They played at Western Reserve, and I guess they just shared the ground. So now Carragulac is an actual place, so they played at Carragulac originally, and then in 1961 they would move to the Hampden Football League along with Koroit. So it might have been around that time that they moved here. We will hopefully go out to the old Carragulac ground. The issue is that the Carragulac ground is no more. It's actually like someone's house, but Pillsy knows the guy who lives there, so we might be able to get in. All right, I'm here with Pillsy. Luckily, I've been shown around, so we're out here at Alvie. So one of the most picturesque grounds, don't you reckon?
Yeah, very picturesque. It's a bit like Lords. It's got the slope going one
It's
way down the
crazy.
ground.
Up this end, and apparently all the goals are kicked down there.
Yeah,
as
the
well.
goals. It's funny. The wind blows uphill, and all the goals get kicked up that end.
I can't work that out. But yeah, so they're the Swans, and I think they've won the equal most premierships now in the Colac district.
Yep, with
Just won.
Lorne.
Yeah, with Lorne.
With Lorne, equal with Lorne. They won last year. They're looking pretty strong again this year.
Yeah.
They'll probably go back to back. But
Yeah, right.
just super good football team, family club. I remember coming out here a year and a half ago. It was probably the best game of CDFNL football I've watched. I was saying to you, and I speak about it a bit on the podcast as well.
Yeah.
Alvie was playing Lorne, and it was Ed Kerno's first year in for Lorne.
Was he fresh out of Carlton?
Fresh out of Carlton, straight out of Carlton. Imagine that, picking up a 200 gamer straight into local footy. But they played out here, and it was hot. They were both undefeated, like 8-0 or something like that. I think Lorne won by 5 points a kick, and it was just one of those games where every contest felt like it was going to decide the game, break the game open. Yeah, and it was just 2 hours of.
Was that the radio game?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, wow.
So Maxie and his team were calling over there. I think they were loving it. But
apparently, this is the #1 rated thing to do in Colac. Is go up Red Rock, is it?
Yeah,
Red Rock.
Volcano.
Yeah, right. It reminds me of Mount Gambier a little bit, actually.
Yeah.
With the old volcano, you can see Alvie's footy ground is down there.
There's the Alvie school down there, that school ground there.
Oh, there we go, straight ahead.
So straight ahead, yeah.
Yeah, right. So they do have a school out here.
Yeah, and that's
a little oval there.
You used to play like junior cricket games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they still used it. Like it was I remember playing some Div 3 games out there even when I first started.
Yeah, right.
Just as a spare ground.
Yeah.
Tiny.
So that's their secondary little ground. But yeah, so there's a lot of lakes around here. That's one thing about Colac I never really knew.
A lot of salt lakes.
Oh, okay.
Well. So you'll find a lot of the ones, especially out here, because of the volcanic sort of soil, are salt-based lakes.
Right.
Which I suppose is another rare thing as well.
Here we are, formed by eruptions taking place over tens of thousands of years. See all the lakes around here. Mount Lura, that's bloody Camperdown. Mount Noorat, Caloranurat. So this was used until 1985 for football. It was one of the absolute top tier cricket grounds I've been to. Really good nets over there. Found out that the club rooms were built in 97. So back when football was on, it would have been a tin shed. But yeah, it's a little bit of a community out here. Apparently they were throwing a bit of money around towards the end, trying to keep the club going, but they went into recess for a year and turned out to be forever. So apparently there was a bit of talk about merging with Alvie because it's not too far away, but that didn't go ahead. So it's just cricket out here, and they've done a really good job of it.
Yeah, all the country club games are there. So you've got Geelong versus South Melbourne, Melbourne St Kilda, Melbourne Prahran, Richmond versus South Melbourne.
So 2014 the last one, or they've had one since?
Yeah, that would have been the last one.
Yeah. How do they even pick Warrion to do that?
Well, it probably speaks, like, that was when Eric Hay, so you can see Eric Hay here.
Yeah.
He received life membership in 1980, but he's still going. You've got a photo of Warren Ritchie's on the roller. Wouldn't want to bat on that one, sorry. But it probably speaks to the level of wicket, and I don't know, there's something about this ground that it's, as I said, the home of cricket in the southwest, but I mean, if you could showcase country cricket, this is probably where you play it. We're out here at Beeac, obviously formerly the home ground of the Beeac Magpies, but now it's the home of the Colac Otway Rovers. Used to have a cricket pitch out here where I think Regulac or Cororook or one of those teams played for a bit. Obviously, because there's no ground there anymore.
No, you can see the remnants.
As you can see, mate, this is the premier sporting facility of the Colac Otway region. Look at it, like. I don't want to crap on the oval too much because I'm very thankful that we have.
Oh, well, at least you have somewhere to play.
Somewhere to play, but I mean, look at that. Have a look at your feet.
Oh my
God. You're standing right now.
Yeah, dry as anything. I'm really surprised that the old goals are here. That's one thing I didn't expect. They're still hanging in.
I think there's a school nearby.
So this is effectively a school oval as well.
We play in the Geelong region. So
Yeah.
we host teams from Grovedale. Deakin Uni comes and plays. Like you
Far
can imagine being at
out.
Deakin Uni. They
Yeah.
play at this multi-meet. We actually played them in a grand final. I'll show you a pennant in the rooms. We played Deakin in a grand final, and we couldn't play on this 2 years ago because it was unsafe. There was loose
Wow.
sand everywhere. So we were playing at Western Oval, which.
Oh, right. Okay. I thought I saw some soccer goals there.
Yeah, so we do our training now there as well.
Oh,
we used to
right.
train at the hockey fields, which is at Central Reserve.
Yeah.
And yeah, we played against Deakin in a grand final, and Deakin has a multi-million-dollar sporting facility.
Yeah.
And
I've seen it in Kane McDonald's videos. And like real flash grounds there.
Real flash. Thankful for Beeac for having us, but
Yeah.
the sooner we get a facility.
Do you know how it
the sooner the better.
eventuated, like playing soccer out here?
Well, they were playing out at Piran.
Yes, yeah. I remember
They were
that,
playing
seeing
at
some
it
goals out there when I went there.
Until about 2015.
Oh, so it's not even that old. Like it's only about 10 years.
No.
10 years old.
Yeah. And there's been a bit of a community campaign in the last
Oh,
couple of
yeah.
years to get a soccer ground.
Yeah.
Because, mate, like soccer in this town has just grown like you would not believe. There's so many junior teams now. There's 150 juniors that are doing under 11s, under 14s
Wow.
on a Wednesday night. There's a futsal competition which is run out of Blue Water Leisure Centre.
Colac could have a couple soccer teams, really.
There's three senior teams. So last year we had Div 1, 2 and 3. That was our first year going above Division 3, and we had 2 teams above that, in
Really
Geelong.
exploding.
So it's just boomed like that. Oakley Balboni's the president, a good mate of mine.
Yeah.
Doing a fantastic job. But yeah, we don't have a ground in Colac.
It's really amazing that surely the council would do something. I don't know. Better not speak on things, but
I don't want to comment. I might get in trouble.
Yeah. Not on camera, but yeah, that's right. Just as an outsider, that's my opinion. But it's at least they have this ground out here. It's really bizarre. It's one of the strangest grounds I've been to for soccer. Really quite amazing. There's not really much in the room because it's the community hall as well. So I only found a Beeac Magpies bloody spinning wheel.
So as you can see, mate, nice and proudly we can hang him up in our club rooms. So that was
Div 3
2024.
2 years ago now.
2 years ago, yeah. So the club had only ever really been in Division 3 and played that since its formation, really, in 2010. Like it ran like a local Colac comp.
Is that the origin of the name? So like it's there was like the Colac Otway comp, wasn't there? I think so.
It was the Colac Otway comp, and then from that they formed a team to play Geelong.
So when Beeac were in the Western Plains League, they won the 1950 grand final and lost the 1951. But there was a short period they actually went to the Polworth Football League. In the Polworth League, eventually some of the Bellarine clubs joined, and it was a lot of travelling to come up north here of Colac down to the Bellarine clubs with the Polworth. So they would move back to the Colac district in 1962. In 86, a few years later, they ended up merging with Irrewarra, even though it's not really a town. They moved out there. Perhaps Irrewarra had a stronger committee, or they were more organised. Apparently, there used to be sheep grazing on this oval. They didn't used to mow it, I don't know. But yeah, an interesting setup. It's really surprising the goals are still here. After the merger, they just played at Irrewarra. So there's no real like honour boards or anything in here. It would all be out at Irrewarra.
Now, Rufus Youngblood was trained by this fella, Dick Lee.
Yeah.
Who was a well-known harness racing trainer. I did an obituary for him last year, 2 years ago when I was at the Colac Herald. He passed away, but he used to train horses out in Beeac, and he actually trained horses for Ted Whitten.
Oh, right.
So Ted Whitten would frequent Beeac
yeah, really.
horses, and Ted Whitten would come down, and Ted was, he worked at the sports shop was it Williamstown or Footscray? One of those sorts of towns. And he'd come and he'd run school clinics. And
really? Come out here?
There's photos of him.
At Beeac itself?
Beeac,
right.
With Dick Lee, who was the trainer.
Yeah. Oh, they blurred you out now.
Yeah, pretty much just a ghost.
Long hair.
Can't even see me. I won another one. I don't know where the photo is. One of my good mates, Riley Walker, he was like a year older than me. So he won 2016, 2017, 2018 and then 2019.
Yeah, right.
And we would have won those 2 COVID affected years
Oh,
as well.
right. You missed out a few.
And we missed out.
Yeah.
So we would have had, he would have played in, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He would have played in 6 in a row.
Oh my God.
I'm reading this book at the moment called Run 750. It's From Discovery to Foundation, and it's from Squizzy Taylor, who's the opening bat in Division 2. I can't get him out. I've never gotten Squizzy Taylor out.
Elusive.
But he's done this beautiful book about the formation of it. It's a huge book. It's about the settlers, so it's really words from like the people who actually settled the land and how the land was settled. And from what I've gathered about Warrion Recreation Reserve, so they used to play on people's paddocks, like private land, to host the cricket and footy matches.
Yeah.
On June 29, 1959, the soldier settlement entered into a contract of sale for the purchase of Warrion from the trustees of my deceased nephew's estate. The contract price of £360 walk-in, walk-out was paid, which equated to approximately £40 per acre for the land and improvements. The 24-block Warrion estate, advertised in the Government Gazette, was the last group settlement under the Second World War Soldier Settlement Scheme.
Oh, okay.
So this is soldier settlement
Yeah,
land, really.
makes sense because like there's not really a town, but there would have been lots of little farms.
Yeah, yeah.
The airstrip out at the back here, which is pretty cool. It's had a helicopter fly off.
Don't forget Pillsy's pocket.
Miraculous goal, supposedly.
Goal of the century, I've heard.
And there is cricket here as well, isn't there? But
no more
they don't
cricket.
play
So
here.
They've dug up the AstroTurf pitch.
Oh, so it's completely gone and the
No
Irrewarra
more
club
cricket.
play in town.
Yeah.
Do you know when that was or?
It's in my lifetime.
Yeah.
It's happened.
Yeah.
But
That's
Colac
quite
West
strange.
Went to Western Oval.
Yeah.
When they were redoing drainage works there, Colac West played home games out here.
Oh, right, okay.
So I played junior cricket
Yeah.
out here
Yeah.
and a senior game or two.
But it's gone now.
But the pitch is gone.
Yeah, that is quite strange. I mean, considering a lot of the player group is in Colac anyway, like it sort of makes sense to play cricket out in Colac.
But it's sort of funny, like it's one of those ones where the cricket club is totally different. To the cricket club.
Right. So it's sort of, not much crossover.
And actually, to be honest, I don't know if, off the top of my head, I can't think of... the coach out here, Bryce McDonald, is the president of Irrewarra, so cricket club, sorry. So there's one, but there isn't, like, they sort of have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know whether there was a spat
Just
or...
Name only nowadays.
Yeah, name only.
Okay, next up is Birregurra. So this is a town of 900 people, and it's a beautiful ground here, but it wasn't always like this.
Nah, it's at the base of the hill, and it used to be an absolute mud pit during winter. If you had said to a lot of people 10 years ago that this is what it would look like, they would have laughed at you. So, no, they've done an awesome job, and like the club rooms are really old. They desperately in need of a fix-up, but again, like a beautiful boutique cricket and footy ground, really. Like
Lights are really good too.
Yeah, no, their lights are really good.
Yeah, so...
Obviously, home of Lockie Henderson.
Oh, yeah.
To play AFL for Geelong, obviously. So
Probably kick it 30 out.
The old scoreboard, isn't he?
And he's kicked the goal. Lockie Henderson, that's his second of the day. He's absolutely everywhere. It's the Hendo show at Birregurra, and that's a goal of the day contender. On Westford Sheds and Garages, goal of the day.
Louis Mallory as well, yep.
Yeah, from the Swans defender.
Yep. Swans defender.
Once again, no pop-up sprinklers. It's a bit more of a sophisticated setup here, but I find that strange. Like it's just what they've done. Obviously working. It's really nice out here.
It's a sign that you've got volunteers that are willing to get hands-on.
Yeah, well, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. They go to high school in Colac.
Oh, okay, but there is a primary school here.
Forrest, Deans Marsh,
Downs. Okay. So when Forrest folded, a few would have come here then.
Like the paddocks came across.
Yeah.
Jarman and Indy. Most are from Beeac, but I suppose a lot of their seniors over the last couple of years have come from Geelong. Because
Right.
a Geelong coach who also
Yeah,
was at Lake.
we're a little bit
Lake
closer.
Colac, weekly flag bowler.
Oh, yeah.
So they've
Minanera.
Yeah, in the Minanera. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's brought a lot over from there.
Because we are a little bit closer to Geelong here, so
Yeah.
that's one thing about the district, Colac district. They get a few from Geelong.
Yeah, actually, I think bringing players from Geelong has been one thing that's sort of kept the league alive. And
Yeah.
really, when you look at like as you mentioned, we've been to Irrewarra and Warrion and Alvie and all these places.
They probably can't all survive if there wasn't a few extras coming in.
If you're drawing from a local pool, so
Yeah.
yeah. That's their little swamp rat. See, even the bar, the swamp rats.
Oh, yeah.
Merchandise, the
That's
rat
mad.
bar. We've got one of the coolest. It's one of my favourite places to play cricket. So this is
Oh, right, get
one of
the
my
kid out.
housemates, Carmo, and there's Toby as well. They've only got a Division 2 team,
Yeah.
and they only started back up in. So they
When does that
went into
finish?
recess 1994 to
Oh, yeah.
1995, and they came back 7 years later. Best group of guys to play cricket against because they just have fun.
Yeah.
No matter the result.
They get the vibe of it.
But they seem to. They have a good relationship. Like they played a game against Warrior, Kennett River.
Oh.
So the Swans versus the
Where's
Sharks.
that at?
So they're further along the coast down past Lorne, Warrior River.
And they still go, those?
But they don't play in our. This is what I mean.
Oh,
Dean's
right, they
Marsh
just organise that for
They
themselves.
play a match, like a pre-season match against Lorne called the Dave Harvey Shield.
Yeah.
I think it is. He played for both clubs. I played in one of them as a temporary member of the.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, for top scored as well, actually.
Yeah, right. There he is.
Yeah, they've got some cool memorabilia. Not much about the footy club.
No, I haven't seen the one thing.
Maybe it's in the footy shed gallery.
Well, that's right. Yeah, there's one down here.
Maybe.
So Dean's Marsh, we're getting closer to the coast now and sort of Geelong sort of area. They actually played in the Polworth League. They didn't play in the Colac district at all. So they spent their history in there until 57. Lack of players, just like everywhere. That's the story of the footy club. But cricket club's still going strong. They did have a moment of being in the recess in the late 90s. Came back again and they have the one club nowadays. Must be a nice farming area because they have like we're not really that far away from Birregurra and all these other places. Like we're quite close to everywhere. That's one thing about this area. The farming land must have been really good. Goals here very new. We're actually right near the primary school, which is just over there as well. So they have like a little footy ground there. It's very tiny. So I guess maybe some of the older kids come out here and kick the football, and I guess they have Auskick. Someone told me. Footy shed gallery. And I guess this was the old change rooms for the football, which folded in 1957. Surprisingly, there are still goals here. So I think they have like Auskick here, or it's obviously still used for cricket, but I think they might still use it. There's a big slope to this, which might be a concern playing cricket. It might be easy to hit it down this way, I reckon. But yeah, it's quite a nice little place here, Dean's Marsh. Dean's Marsh were pretty unlucky. They played in 8 grand finals in the Polworth League, only winning 1 against Birregurra, so they didn't have a whole lot of luck in the football.
So the school celebrated 150 years, which is just across the road here from
pretty
the Oval.
close.
And I just thought this would be interesting. Obviously, the jerseys that they wear. A wide range of sporting teams: Dean's Marsh Swamp Rats Cricket Club. Football uniforms with the footy Guernsey in the traditional blood and bandages red and white stripes, similar to the old Dean's Marsh football team. So
There you go. Blood and bandages is a different one.
Blood and bandages, red and white stripes, with the swamp rat mascot. So,
Yeah, that's mad the school did that.
yeah.
So thanks to Pillsy for letting me in here and all the other grounds as well. He's a very knowledgeable person on everything in Colac, and really lucky to be let into these places. And everyone who gave him the keys and whatever else, it's really good. So, Lee McCullough is his real name, but he does the Colac District podcast. So, CDFNL Insiders, and he's done a few other documentaries and stuff like that. They have a really good radio station as well. He's been on CDFNL Live. I often quite like tuning into some of their stuff, so they do such a really good job of covering the footy here in Colac, or not necessarily here in Deans Marsh, but around Colac. One of the old school cricket grounds here, a little bit different, but yeah, massive slope. I am surprised they still have the goals up, as I mentioned, but really nice area here. Well, here we are in Lorne, Colac District Club. I've never seen anywhere like this. Like, this is just a normal day, and there's like a heap of people here just using the oval.
Yeah, it's summertime, mate. Great Ocean Road. Everyone's down at the parents' house or grandparents' house.
Yeah.
It's always like this in Lorne. And
really?
Apollo Bay is a bit the same. Probably a bit quieter in Apollo Bay.
Yeah.
No, it's probably one of the more picturesque grounds.
Yeah, for sure.
In our league, and it's very different to the rest of them.
Oh yeah, totally different. Like, very nice surface. You even got the sponsors board on. Like, there's nothing happening today. They've got the sponsors flashing up because there's enough people to look at them. Yeah. Really nice ground here. The netball is actually just up here, which is a little bit different.
So I was saying to you off camera earlier, we were out at Beeac talking about netball courts and how some of them look really new and all done up. And I was saying Lawns gets done up once nearly every 3 years, it feels like, because as you can see, it's built on a slope.
It's an interesting spot to put it.
These tree roots are still growing underneath the netball court,
so
it ends up with cracks through it. So, I mean,
that is very strange.
Just there with basketball courts, I would have thought you'd try and play netball there because that's a flat surface.
Yeah.
Apparently not. Apparently not.
Hasn't worked out.
More grandstand seating. Look at
that. Yeah, for sure.
See, so they've got a cricket game here on Friday night, Lorne versus Forrest in Division 3.
Yeah.
They also play in Colac.
Yeah.
And this will be packed, mate. They do meals. They get nearly 100 people.
Really?
Like, for meals out of their pavilion.
Yeah, wow. So it's similar to the one at Central, like where they have the bistro and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also have Charlie McCartan too, so apparently he's one of the best players in the area.
You must be doing something right if you get Stephen Silvani.
Is that right?
In finals.
No way.
Stephen Silvani and
recruiting at a
what's his name? Grub Theodore? No, that's Stephen Theodore.
Grubby Allen, is it? Or Gubby Allen. Gubby Allen, yeah.
Him and Stephen Silvani.
Recruiting at a Colac District game.
No joke, in the grandstand at a CDFNL final, Irrewarra versus Lorne 2 years ago at Central Reserve.
Yeah.
So he played, went through the Geelong Falcons pathway sort of stuff.
Gave up in footy.
And didn't play, played 1 or 2 games for old Geelong in the VAFA.
Yeah.
And then wound up at Lorne, and he's still got all the ability in the world.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, wow. So I guess here they've dug it out of the hill and there's not a whole lot of room. It's not very long, this ground. Pockets are pretty short, so. So Lorne wasn't always a Colac District club. They were in the Polworth League until that finished. So they joined the Colac District in 1971. So that's why they're a little bit out of the way. Apollo Bay as well will go there. But man, just being here at the moment makes me so anxious because there's way too many people. If you live in Melbourne, surely you don't want to go to somewhere which is busier than Melbourne. I'm used to Robe, which is fairly busy this time of year in summer. But this is just stupid. It's a really nice place, but in my opinion, I don't know why you'd want to come here, especially in summer. I'd rather come here in winter when it's really cold and there's just less people. You can see Lorne are the Dolphins, and they actually wear black with a white band. So that's a bit of a different jumper, bit of a different mascot. The footy club moved to Stribling Reserve in 1955. Before that, they played here on the Lorne foreshore. There is so many people here, it's just ridiculous. I don't know why everyone would want to come to the same spot at once. Doesn't make any sense to me, but yeah, this is where they played before 1955, moving to a better ground. When they played here, often the ball would go in the water and would have to be retrieved by the umpire. So I don't know why they made the oval here. Maybe it was just the only flat bit of land. I was gonna grab lunch here, but it makes me way too anxious with all these people around. So I'll hopefully find something like at Apollo Bay. On the way to Apollo Bay, you go on the Great Ocean Road, and this is unreal. It goes right next to the ocean. You wouldn't have guessed it, right? But yeah, it's really quite cool. You can't go very quick, that's one thing. And it makes me wonder how people got to Apollo Bay way back in the day. Alright, I felt like it took forever to get to Apollo Bay, and it's very similar to Lorne, not as bad. But yeah, the Great Ocean Road, like it's cool for 5 minutes, but then you get stuck behind cars and you drive a 60 Ks. It's not for me. The scenery is quite good, but you just get sick of it. And what I just realised is that there's so many people here, the phone service doesn't work, and I didn't type in where the footy ground is, so I don't know. I'll just have to find it the old school way. Apollo Bay is very similar to Lorne. After driving around it for a bit, I prefer Apollo Bay. It's probably not as trendy, but still pretty trendy, I reckon. Apollo Bay is not as flash, I can tell you that. Definitely not as flash, but we do have an electronic scoreboard there. The ocean is just over there, so we're actually right on the Great Ocean Road here, as opposed to, I was going to say Torquay, as opposed to Lorne, because there I was just a little bit back from it. So there's about 1,500 people that live at Apollo Bay, probably more this time of year. And like Lorne, they also joined from the Polworth League in 1971. And when they joined the Colac district, there was 16 clubs in it, which I believe was the biggest district league in Victoria. Here's a cricket pitch, nice and wide. The goals aren't very big here, and the club rooms, we can't compare them to Lorne. Towards the end of the Polworth League, they used to have to travel to like Queenscliff and Torquay and places like this, way over near Geelong. It would be an absolute pain to travel that far. It's like, you think it's close on the map, but it's not really. Like, it's not going to be the most direct trip to Colac, but it's actually closer, really. Like, probably better roads. And Apollo Bay didn't win any premierships in the Polworth. They have now won 6 in the CDFNL, senior footy anyway. I believe the juniors might have won this year, last year now, the under-18s, which is a good effort because it's just a small town. See this around the Bellarine, that some footy grounds are also caravan parks. So I believe the Great Ocean Road Authority have to look after the ground. And that means that sometimes the grass here is too long for cricket, ideally, which is a little bit different. As you can see, Apollo Bay are the Hawks. I don't know where they got that Hawk logo from. Must be original. And then we have the cricket club as the Sharks. Don't know why they've gone for different ones, but there you go. I didn't know it was going to be super busy this time of year, but I can't wait to go inland and put up with less people around the place. I've had an absolute mare. So leaving Apollo Bay, I found it difficult to find a sign that says Colac because I couldn't get phone reception. So I pulled up on the side of a road and it said, okay, this road takes you to Colac. Well, I'm going to go to Forrest. But anyway, that's on the way. I've gone down this road here and I've gone up and down the hills. It's a one-way track. You can drive about 40 Ks an hour. Bro, like, I just want to have a normal road to drive on for a minute. But anyway, we are near Forrest, so we're going to get there. Hopefully this isn't as windy, but it probably is going to be. But that's just the way it is around here. I didn't realise how isolated Apollo Bay is. That road was 80 Ks as well, and like very windy too. So hopefully the road opens up along to Colac. But anyway, we are here in Forrest. Now, this is a small town here. It's very aptly named because there's a lot of forest around. But yeah, maybe it's not as much that way. But yeah, anyway, there is a hall here. There's a few bits and pieces. I saw like a brewery, public hall. Then there's a school. You can actually see where we went today. So Colac, up this way through Warrion, Beeac. Then we went across to Birregurra, Dean's Marsh, down to Lorne. This has got the whole bloody league on it. Then that's the bit that took so long, going on Great Ocean Road to Apollo Bay. And what I did is I turned here and went up around all these bloody back end tracks. It went way up a hill. Anyway, you're meant to go down to there and then turn on the road to Forrest. And then I guess you go back to Colac. So that's a bit of a rundown. And here is the Forrest footy ground. It's a little bit out of town. I'm not sure how to say it. It's like Yorga Park or something. So yeah, it's a little bit further north from Forrest. So the town has a population of 250 people. So it's a decent enough size. Yeah, they are playing cricket here. The pitch is good. The grass, maybe not so much, but we got the old footy goals here. The Forrest Lions last played in the Colac District League in 2016, so now it's 10 years since they last played. I think the committee still exists, but yeah, I don't think they'll probably come back as a club. In the end, they were getting a lot of their players out of Geelong. I guess the town wasn't big enough. So many people told me to come here, and I can understand why. Like, literally, it has a forest around it, or at least scrub. It's like it's sort of a bit of an isolated ground in a way. But yeah, really, really peaceful actually at the moment. Rather than, compared to going down the Lorne, and there's a bloody 100 people on the oval, and there's not even a game being played. It's just a normal day. Although I think there is someone in there, which is kind of freaking me out a little bit. But anyway, you got the grass growing in the gutters there. I mean, this is still a current cricket ground. I mean, the grass has been cut at least, but yeah, still really looking like that rustic old footy ground. You got the light tower here. I don't know if they had extras, but surely that's not enough. That's, yeah, I don't really know. I mean, there is another one on the far side there and another one there, so I guess that was the lighting, but it's not what you see down at Lorne. So Forrest played in the Polworth Football League as well, but they left 1 year before that league finished. So they joined the Colac District in 1970, and it would be a few years later, 1986, they were spent a year in recess. I think a few of the players went to Birregurra around that time. In fact, I think Birregurra have played a game here whilst the Birregurra ground was getting upgraded in more recent years because this ground is not being used. But anyway, yeah, so we're not all that far away from Birregurra. Apparently there was a decline in the sawmill industry and a lot of the population drifted away. Same stories everywhere else. A lot of these clubs that fold, just the population moves away and they can sustain it for so long, but it's inevitable the club has to finish at one point or merge. But yeah, they just finished a new cricket pitch here, which is really good to see. That's looking actually quite good. Despite finishing 10 years ago, they actually won a flag in 2005 and 2012. So I think that was when they were bringing in a few players from elsewhere to play. But nevertheless, like to win a flag in 2012 and be finished by 2016 is quite amazing. The Forest captain in that 2012 premiership was Sean Calcedo, and he actually had a weird injury. He suffered twisted testicles in one of the finals before the grand final. Anyway, he went on to win the best on ground in the grand final. Amazingly, after that bizarre injury. Here's the netball court, still looking decent actually. Still got the padding on the goals and everything. Far on the far side from the club rooms, but yeah, only one netball court. But I guess that's what they have in Colac District. A lot of them don't have two, and they've got the Lion, but it's like the backwards line, so the Brisbane Lion, but it's backwards. I don't know what colours they had prior to the Brisbane Lions starting in 97. Maybe they were I think they were Fitzroy. Since doing my former ground series, Forrest has been one of the most highly requested ones, and it's actually delivering right now. I think this is probably the best ground that I've been to so far. Not that literally the best, but like in terms of what I find interesting. Old scoreboard here still remaining after 10 years. Forrest Timber Products, I think that was the main sponsor. Wow, still got the numbers and everything up here. Old school carpet. But yeah, that's sick. It's good, good condition in here. Fairly decent view of the game. You can just imagine in juniors, Forrest would have struggled hugely. Like it's very difficult to get juniors in a decent sized town, let alone somewhere like here. They would have been competing with many other areas. I'm not sure if this is true, but someone told me that the Colac Tigers juniors spent like 1 year playing in the Colac District in one of the junior grades, and apparently they had home games here at Forrest. So if anyone knows if that's true, then let us know. The rooms here, you can see they actually did used to wear the Fitzroy jumper. Literally wear a Fitzroy jumper, but yeah, and then they switched to the Brisbane Lions. You got the 05 and 2012 flags in there. I'm sure someone could let me in, but it looks like it's used for a gym. Maybe that's why that person is here and they're playing music. Because it kind of like freaked me out a little bit. But maybe it's like also a gym. Yeah, I just saw a bloke doing bloody chin-ups, so I'll just leave him be. But yeah, it's actually a community gym inside the home change room. One thing I should mention about Forrest is that they do actually have Auskick here now. So will Forrest ever return as a club? Probably not, but at least this ground is still used. Day 3 of this Colac trip now. I'm on the way home. I've been to the Otway ground. That will be a separate video. But this was on the way, so I thought I may as well drop in here. I have been here before on a video. The Western Eagles. So they are a bit of a different club. Another merged club. One has left the window open for me. So anyway, not for me specifically, but... So here we are at Irrewarra, right? And they merged with Birregurra, who were the Tigers, even though it's got a VFL logo on there, to become the Western Eagles. So, yeah, that's the old jumper. Very old one. It's just like the West Coast Eagles. But then they have some newer ones in here. So here we are. They did have a bit of a navy number there, but that's a merged jumper. I actually have one of them. And then that's just the Western Eagles design as well. That might be the current one, but yeah, some Western Eagles honour boards. We also have Irrewarra there, so that's where we are. And then there's Birregurra. Now that's a former footy ground. I've covered that one as well, and that's in the Hastbury Mount Newrat video if you want to see that. I'm also not going to go to Simpson, which is another club in this league. That's in that video as well if you want to check it out. So those two clubs merged in 1996, and they unfortunately haven't won a senior premiership since that time. I think it's very much a farmers sort of club out here. It's also the Tomahawk Creek Cricket Club they play here. So it's not Western Eagles Cricket Club, it's Tomahawk Creek. I think they had a former ground around here somewhere, but they play at this ground, and about 20 k's out from Colac here. So they're not probably going to have as strong juniors as other places, but their under-15s actually did make the grand final this year. They lost by a lot to South Colac, who are very strong in that grade. For some reason, they have under-15s and then under-18s in Colac district, which is a little bit weird. Like usually like bigger leagues have that, but for some reason, like a few Victorian district leagues run with that system. One of the great junior players is Beeac. Now, I just know that because it's a really sick name. I'm very jealous of the name. But yeah, I think he's also played Geelong Falcons. So if you play in Colac district, you're part of Geelong Falcons zone. But if you're not too far away in Camperdown playing in the Hampden League, you're part of North Ballarat. So it's a bit unlucky for them. They used to, until probably 25 years ago, Hampden League was Geelong zone, but it's probably a bit too OP or something, a bit too strong. Probably Geelong had too strong of a team, the Falcons, so maybe they made it part of North Ballarat. I don't know, I'm just guessing, but yeah, it's kind of weird. If you're from Warrnambool, you have to go and play at Ballarat to make the AFL, but yeah, it's much better being part of the Falcons, I reckon, in this region. I think they may have got a new goal since I was here over a year ago. The cricket pitch is, when you see where the old one was, they haven't quite made it wide. That's the old school when they used to flare out at the sides. But yeah, cricket pitch there, sight screen, and then the scoreboard. The variety of clubs in the Colac district is unmatched. You got farming clubs like here, Alvie is a pretty sick ground in itself. And then you go to the clubs in town, South Colac, they're just in-town clubs. Imperials as well, of course. And then we have Irrewarra Beeac, which is sort of like a Colac club based out of town in the middle of nowhere. There's also the old Polworth clubs, which are totally different down the coast. Apollo Bay and Lorne, especially Lorne, which is very sort of flashy area. You got a lot of elite people from Melbourne going down there. I mean, Brian Taylor lives there and his son plays for him, so it's totally different to some of these other places, Lorne. Especially they have a lot of people going to the Geelong private schools and stuff like that. Apologies for not getting out to Simpson and Winchelsea. They used to be in this league as well, now part of Geelong district. But if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment. Cheers, see you later.